thing I love about Sydney and Hobart is just the whole aura of the race. The lead up to the race, the competitors, you've got some of the most iconic, ocean racing sailors in the world competing in this race.
As a kid, I used to watch the start every year, the boats, the cameras, the helicopters, the sheer festival of it all and the sheer exhilaration behind it.
It is one of the most sought after ocean racing trophies in the world, and to be part of that is a real privilege. It's an amazing event and it gets better every year.
A 628-mile rite of passage for generations of sailors. From Sydney's spectacular start to Hobart's welcoming finish. South, along one of the sport's most iconic and challenging racetracks. Where boat and crew are tested time and time again. And rivals meet to try to etch their names into history. The Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race. A true ocean classic.
What's going on, everyone? All right, Sydney the Hobart race. Still getting set up here. I'm trying to get the real race up here for you guys. I'll do this live. Ooh, I forgot. Paste.
And they want to be hitting that line at maximum speed, so it's a time on distance challenge for them.
So here is the start line.
Get the real race going here for you guys too to watch. Let me get this trimmed up. They're gonna start before we are. They only got 6 minutes before their start. Actually, shit. Where are I? Didn't want to do that. Yeah, they got 6 minutes. We got about 15 minutes. But we have a lot of boats in our fleet as well, so it's going to be pretty fun. Oh, actually, we got 20 minutes. Shit, I'm not even at the... I have to update that timer. I was bouncing. There's 3 different starts in our 3 different fleets, and I was trying to decide which one to be in, but I think I decided on this one. And I got 5 minutes in the start here. I can watch it on my other computer. Get a better view of it. So we'll watch the start of the real race, and then we'll start our own race. This is my boat for the race, the Enfant Sauvage, which is French for Wild Child, and we're sponsored by Puma, as you can see. Little buggy there, what the hell? Yeah, so we got the red and black going for us. See if I can zoom in on the name so you can kind of see the name of the boat. Start line right over here. It's pretty light winds, but it is building. We're actually looking about 30 knots of wind tonight offshore when we get out of Sydney Harbor here. So you can kind of see on our map the start of the race will be pretty much beating up through George's Head and around the first weather mark, and then around here, and all the way down the coast south of Australia here. If I can zoom out faster, all the way down to Hobart in Tasmania. Gonna take a little over 2 days, I think. Might be less. I think with these boats, it's gonna be about 2 days. He's got the owner of the boat steering on Comanche. Look at that. They got 3 minutes. I forgot I was going to update my race timer because we're not starting for another 17 minutes. Yeah, we got a decent turnout. There's a couple other boats in the other fleets as well, but you can see them on the map here. But I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And there's more down there. They're doing a practice run. They got to come back. So they're like 15 boats or something. That's not bad. Oh, maybe I should update this. What was it? 16. No, we'll do this. Son of a bitch, fuck off. 35, stop. 35, go. So that should just update for you guys. I think it did. 16, 32. Yeah, it's about a second off. But that'll work. So we got 16 minutes until our start. We got under 2 minutes for the start of the real race that you can see live on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And then I'm getting... Oh, I'm out of Red Bull. It's not good. I'm expecting a few more boats to pile in here. There actually is. I just counted 15, but there's definitely more. Yeah, Wild Oats. There's 5 Super Maxis this year, so there's going to be a pretty big battle for line honors in the race. 500-foot freaking Super Maxis. Less than a minute on the real start. Here we go, guys. You got Scallywag, Wild Oats, Blackjack, Comanche, the Ultra Petrol Loyal, which is Info Track now. Yeah, they're charging towards the start line. You can kind of see the mark there. I think our race is going to be pretty eventful too. The start of our race with this many boats. Good luck all. 20 seconds. I don't know who I'm rooting for this year. I think probably Scallywag, because I followed them in the Volvo Ocean Race too, and actually met a few of the sailors when I was in Newport. So here's the start. Good middle of the line start there, but it looks by Wild Oats and Scallywag. I didn't see Comanche. Where are they? Oh, they're right on the other side of Scallywag. Okay. Right there, Info Track, Comanche, Scallywag, Wild Oats. Blackjack's in there too. Is that Blackjack? No, that's not Blackjack. I think Blackjack's on the bottom of the screen. Nice clean start for those guys. Let me turn around here. I don't want to get too far on the port side of the line. Yeah, good start of the race for them. A bit slow. I only got my mainsail out. I got to pull my jib out here and probably the 10-minute mark. Scallywags inching forward. Look at that. Got their nose in clean air. Wild Oats right in the middle there. Probably had the best start. Because they're in completely clean air. There's no one around them. That's probably their best start they've had in a couple of years. They have some terrible starts the last 3 or 4 years. There you go. Comanche's tacking. Info track is following. They're going to go the other way. I expect Scallywag and Wild Oats should tack the cover, but I'm surprised Scallywag hasn't gone over yet. I think Wild Oats might be thinking, I guess they're not going to cover. They might try and stretch that leg out over there, but so speaking of Wild Oats, we're actually going to be making a wooden model of that boat, a little replica, probably about, I don't know, 30 inches long or something. It's going to be pretty big. I still got to find the block of wood I want to use for it, but we'll get there. Let's see what we got. 11:52. Make sure my OBS is still counting down for you guys. Kind of a big gap in between starts with us 14 minutes behind them, or whatever it is, 15 minutes behind them. You remember last year, Wild Oats got into it with Comanche and actually got penalized. They won the race, but they got penalized for tacking too close to Comanche when Comanche was on starboard tack, so they protested, and they ended up having to surrender the race lead to Comanche because of that penalty. They penalized him. I forgot how long they penalized him. It's quite a bit. I'm not going to pull my jib out yet. I want to. Yeah, we're going to be beating. So looking at the course, the wind keeps oscillating right off the point pretty much of the heads. Hoping the wind builds a little bit more, but I'm thinking if we can try to squeeze in on the starboard end, just try to carry that that first tack as long as we can, and then we'll head over. You know, it's a long race. It's 650 miles or so, so you're not going to win it or lose it at the start. Look at Comanche, they're powered up right there. So this game actually, it uses real weather, but there's a delay, so it's like a couple hours behind, and so we only have 5 knots of wind where they have 10 knots of wind, and the winds are building. If we look, I have a tracker. Where are we? I think we're in this fleet. Yeah. We'll let that load up for now. I want to make sure that I'm in the right fleet, because I wanted to be in the fleet with the most boats, but this looks pretty good. There's a lot of boats here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh yeah, we're good. I like this. Alright, less than 10 minutes to start for us. I'm going to go ahead and unfurl my jib here. Bit wonky on the controls right now. What the hell? I didn't do that. Yeah, the controls are being really buggy right now with this, but ooh, we pulled that jib out and we picked up a hell of a lot of speed. We can also control our keel. We'll probably put our canting keel over. I'm not sure if I need it over all the way. Yeah, we'll keep the live feed of the race up down there for you guys for a little bit longer. Let's see. Hey, we're sailing at the wind speed right now, so let me duck low of this guy here. Oh, what a pretty boat you have, not. Alright, we got 7 minutes. Let's go ahead and tack over here, get out of here, this area. Blackjack's got the lead. Blackjack's had some really good starts in the last few Sydney to Hobart races they've been a part of. It does look like they have the lead. Yeah, Wild Outs can cross there. They tacked underneath them. I don't think there's nobody else out there, so. Alright, I'm going to mute the, how the hell do I do that? Oh, here we go. Mute the volume, because we're going to focus on our race here. But I will leave the live feed up. A lot of people starting to test out the start line. We also have water ballast we can control here, but I don't think we're going to need it. The winds are still pretty light. We will definitely need it if we're in 30 knots of breeze later with the spinnaker up. I will put the spinnaker up. That's going to be a... This boat's going to go flying later. Stay down there, buddy. I'm going to head down and point right at him. Not that it matters. There's no collision model in this game. You can run right through people, as we're about to do. Which is probably good, because there's a... Yeah. I just wanted to scare him. He could have pushed me up, but like I said, there's no collision model, so I don't really care. We still got about 5.5 minutes to go, so I'm not really going to play that game with him right now. Alright, because the controls are being really wonky, I'm going to go ahead and set it to auto sail for a little bit, but then I'll probably have to reboot the game. Yeah, I gotta reboot it, so if that was a 5-minute gun, I gotta close my game and reopen it so my settings actually update. But I got so much stuff going on in the background, my controls are being really, really bad. So as far as manually controlling the sails, that's kind of it's being a bitch. Come on, open up. Oh, we got another interesting cross coming here. Who's that coming back over? Infotrack? No, they don't have. These guys on port should probably cross. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, I got too much stuff going on in the background with this live stream that it's making my controls in this game. This game is very buggy already, but it's going to make the controls impossible. So that's why I put it on auto sail for right now. Jesus, game load. See, even on auto sail it's being buggy. That's alright. Let me fix this. Alright, we got 3 minutes and we want to be on the other side of the line. Well, we're pretty much there anyway, so we can hang out here for a little bit. Let me zoom back in on the map here so we can see everybody. We're under 3 minutes to our start. Race. Good luck, everyone. Just want to wish good luck to everybody before we start this thing. I'm going to tack over and head back over the other side of the line. With 2 minutes left to go, I can try to slow her down over there. A lot of these guys... Oh, were they in the other start? They might have been in the other start, those guys. I'm surprised you can see them. So maybe our fleet isn't as big as it originally thought it was, but there's still quite a few boats. Yeah, I think those guys were in the other start in front of us. Alright, minute 30. Here we go. Well, that kind of sucks. I was hoping I was in the big fleet, but I guess that's the big fleet. Oh well. Still gonna be a fun race. Looks like Blackjack's the first one around the mark. Yep. Everyone else is following. Alright, 1 minute. Oh, we still have quite a few boats in this fleet, I guess. As many as we had last year. I think last year we only had like 6 guys, 8 guys. Alright, 40 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and tack over here because this thing tacks so fucking slowly. Because the physics are wrong. They put this new canting keel in there and the physics are so bad. We'll probably be late to the line because of that. "15 seconds. Yeah, we're a couple boat lengths. There's a start. A couple boat lengths short of it. And in this guy's bad air, everybody's bad air. Hey, head up there, buddy. What the hell are you doing? He's gonna go through us. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing either. So how many people are in this race? Let's check the leaderboard. 8. That's alright. I need to get out of this guy's bad air, so I'm going to try to swing her up real quick, I guess. See if I can use the momentum to get up high. That doesn't work like it does in real life. Who else is back here? Yeah, I still have my other boat in the other fleet. I could still cross the line in it. These guys had a really bad start over here behind us, so we're ahead of them. So it's this guy that's giving me all the bad air that I need to get in front of. You know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and tack on this header just to get out of his way. Let's go ahead and tack. Just so I can get in clean air. We're going to have to tack anyway, so I need to get on this side of the course. Now I need to see if we have a cross on these guys, which is going to be interesting. Yeah, I think we got him. Is that blackjack right there? They're flying through the waves. Comanche. I'd love to do this race in real life, man. On board one of those Super Maxis. That's got to be fun. Alright, now that we're in clean air, I'm going to go ahead and tack over again just to get back on the right direction here. And I'm going to go ahead and change the options back. What? Yeah, whatever. Okay. Don't be buggy. I want to manually control the heel and the water ballast because I don't need water ballast right now. It's slowing me down. If I empty this out, I should gain some wind speed, I would think. Or boat speed. This thing, this boat does good with like 10 degrees of heel. There we go, we're up 5 knots right now. Made half a knot difference just emptying the water ballast on that side of the boat. Fuck did I do that for? Alright. So those 3 guys are still behind me. Here's the leader in my division right here. Looks like he just tacked over. I'm gonna try to battle with him. Where's my traveler? I'm trying to get more shape on the mainsail right now. There we go. A little bit more belly in there. Where's my backstay? 50%. I don't really need it. Alright. Leader's tacking on top of me again. He's trying to cover me, so... Good move on his part. So the mark we're trying to make is, you can see over here, so we're going to have to tack again pretty shortly. Go on this side of George's Head. And those guys are flying in the real race. I'm probably, I don't know, it depends on the wind direction. I'm catching up to this guy, but I don't want to be in his bad air, so I'm kind of thinking if I can get out of it. And had to get that mainsail trailer. Where is it, by the way? It should be like up here with me. Okay. It was too tight in the main sheet and not on the traveler. I need to bring the traveler up and let the main sheet out so I get more twist. I mean, it looks like I got enough twist on it, but oh, we got in front of this guy. This guy was in front of us too. He had a good start. And I think this guy over here as well. He might have a cross on me if he has a quick enough tack. But I think I'm going to tack right now. Let's go ahead and bring our keel over. Try to cover this guy. Get out of this guy's bad air. These physics are just wonky in this game. See how we come to a dead standstill when we tack. They just added in this new canting keel feature, but it's pretty bad. Oh, there's a lot of late starters actually. You see a couple boats back there. That's good. Get more people involved. So this should keep growing actually. The leaderboard will update as those people cross the starting line. So the problem is a lot of people can't be online at the time that the race starts, so they'll put their boat on the starting line, but then they'll log in a couple hours later and cross the starting line and try to catch up. How's our sail trim? Mainsail looks good. The jib's never happy on this boat. There's just a bug with the game. You can sit there and play with the car all you want. It's not, you know, move it forward, move it back. It's never going to be happy. Where'd the leader go? Oh, he's over. He just tacked. Okay. Let me point her up a little bit more. I'm kind of in a tacking duel right now with this guy. Yeah, I should have joined the other fleet. There's more boats. It looks like there's more boats. Now some of this, there was a 32-foot boat, and they had their own separate fleet. So most of these guys are probably that boat, and I didn't want to sail that boat. I wanted to sail this one. So that's probably most of the guys up here. They started 9 o'clock, and then the other second fleet started at 9. Might have been 9:10, and then we started at 9:15. I can get rid of this freaking countdown now. That's stupid. Bye-bye. And we're going to have to tack again shortly. Getting into some shallow water over here. But if we look here, there we go. So this tracker, if I refresh it, it should show us. It's a bit wonky. It's not showing us yet. Why not? Needs to update. Last update 31 minutes ago. Come on, get with it. So it shows the course, it shows the wind. It uses windy in the background. If I move this up. So you see it's kind of light airs on shore, and once we get offshore it's going to get good. So later tonight, a couple hours from now, if I put a... shit, it won't let me. I put a weather picker. Yeah, 20 knots. It's going to build to 30 knots overnight. So we're going to be flying down the southern. We're going to be flying down the coastline of Australia like it's nothing. All right, we're going to throw in another tack here. Yeah, just like the boats in the real race, they look like they're flying right now too. Once they go downwind, they put their spinnakers up. The Blackjack still have the lead right now? I haven't been paying attention. Alright, I'm not going to extend this anymore. Let's go ahead and tack. Right about here. Oh, it's too low. So pretty consistent, 5.5 knots of wind speed. So we'll keep the live stream going until we get out of here, which because of the wind speeds being low, it's taking forever. If we had a little bit more wind, we'd be flying. Yeah, so once we get around this mark and head out into the ocean a little bit, get offshore a little bit, we'll stop the live stream and we'll come back and do an update video probably tomorrow. See how overnight went, see if we gained or lost any positions. And I might start the race. What the hell? I'm just looking around and my mouse somehow grabbed control of the fucking line. That was stupid. So anyway, I might go back and start the race with the other boat in the other fleet, even though I'll be well behind everybody. But it'd still be fun. Have two boats in the race. Wild Oats. I don't know if Blackjack is a fast enough hull design. They always have a really good start out of Sydney, but they always lose it going down the coastline. I don't know if the downwind conditions are always just, they favor Comanche and Wild Oats a little bit more. They always seem to have an edge on Blackjack. Blackjack, I mean, they've been in it the last few years. They just haven't won. And I've always rooted for Comanche, but I think this year I'm going to root for Wild Oats just because they haven't won it in a while and they had a few bad years. If not Wild Oats, probably Scallywag. Probably those two. Where'd they disappeared to anyway, Scallywag? I haven't seen them. Look at that, that looks like fun. Alright, sail trim. Mainsail looks good still. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's take a look outside. So you can kind of see our cool little boat design here that I got going. We pulled the spinnaker out. The spinnaker is bright red and has a big Puma logo on it as well since we're sponsored by them. Oh, interesting. We have a cross here with the leader and I'm on starboard. Alright. I wish they had voice chat, but I'm gonna scream at them through the typing chat. Starboard. Read your text, dude. I'm coming at you on starboard. Oh boy. He should lee bow me right now, but he's not going to. Oh, he ducked. Oh, he's paying attention. Good job, mate. Oh, just missed my stern. I like when people are actually paying attention like that. That's nice. So we just took the lead, I think. He had the lead of the race. Or maybe this guy does over here. I'm not sure. The leaderboard is a little buggy in this game. It doesn't really update that well. I think it measures how close you are to like the rum line, which doesn't really matter in this case because it's the rum line goes from the start of the race all the way down to where the finish line is, but we're going in the opposite direction right now to get out of the harbor here in Sydney. So I've always said in this game the leaderboard doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter until you cross the finish line. Then that's when the leaderboard is actually makes sense. So quite a bit of the fleet behind us. I think we're passing a lot of the guys that are in the fleet ahead of us. But it's taking fucking forever to get out of here. I mean, these wind speed, with the wind speed at 5 knots, very slow going. It's almost painful. There's Scallywag. Okay, so they're getting pretty far offshore now. You can kind of see the haze and the cameras. Alright, we're gonna get ready to attack here. These two guys are coming over. I wonder if these two guys are in our fleet, because that might be the leader. I thought this guy was the leader that I just passed, but I might have been wrong. It was kind of confusing. There were so many boats. Our mark to round is out there somewhere, so we're still quite a ways out. But if we tack right now on the port, we can carry this all the way over, so I'm probably not going to want to go right yet because I'm going to be in this guy's bad air, so I'm going to wait till I get past this guy and hope that this guy... I think I'm blocking this guy from tacking right now. I think he's looking at me, trying to get up at me. But I certainly don't want to get anywhere near his bad air either. Let's go ahead and go right now. Keel's coming over, tacking. Has it lagged? Jesus. This game is so buggy sometimes. It's annoying. This game has so much potential, and I'm probably the biggest critic of the developer of this thing. It's only one guy really, and he doesn't do enough. Oh, look at the seal on the buoy. Look at that. Hey there, fella. Alright, how's our mainsail trim? Need some more outhaul. Okay. Mainsail is 2 round. And that's only because the wind speed picked up by a little bit, so. Late winds, I like to sit on the low side so I can see everything. There's actually quite a few boats behind us. I think it's some more late starters. The city of Sydney back there, the Opera House and the bridge are behind these land masses. What? Forgot to say thank you to that guy that ducked me on starboard. Look at Comanche. Isn't Comanche a freaking impressive boat? Look at the beam on that fucking thing. That used to be a boat based out of Newport, Rhode Island. I saw it up there a couple years ago. A few years, more than a couple years ago. Used to be owned by an American, and then he sold it to an Australian guy, which is kind of perfect because this is an Australian race. But what saw VMG you getting on the 32? See, fucking around here. I didn't even click on a line. It was just bugged out right there. So these guys are in the other fleet, I think. And we're catching up to them. Take a look around. There's no one really near me. I missed that. Did someone fall overboard or did they have a jumper? I'll have to rewatch it later. They probably had a jumper. They special guests on board and they jump off the boat before they head offshore. They did that in the Volvo Ocean Race too. Before they got too far away, they had a special guest jump off the boat. Usually the owner of the team or somebody won a contest or something like that. Why are their boats heading backwards? What the hell's going on here? Oh, the spinnakers are coming out. Gennikers, really. Look at that. That's impressive. It's on my bucket list to do this race one day as a crew member. I don't care what kind of boat, just get me on it. The Sydney to Hobart race has always been like the rite of passage for sailors all around the world. So I think they said there's over 1,000 sailors in this race right now, and there's close to 100 boats. So it's pretty impressive this year. So that's the all women's team of the other Wild Oats boat. That's an all female team. Smaller boats, so they shouldn't be able to keep up with the Super Maxis, but I'm gonna attack here shortly. Is there something in front of me? Oh, there's a boat over there. A few buildings in the fucking water. There's I guess the Great Flood happened while we're what's going on there? This lady on Comanche's been working on something for like a long time. I don't know if they broke something. Alright, we're going the wrong direction almost because the wind just shifted. So let's go ahead and get our keel over and tack. I think we're probably going to have to keep tacking a couple more times to get to this mark. Once we're around this mark, we'll be on our way. Hopefully. The wind speed's starting to gain a little bit. We're closer to about 6 knots of wind right now, so it's starting to build up, starting to get to what the live weather's actually doing. And pointing too high, I gotta come down. I'm not sure how long this live stream of the race is gonna go on for. They're getting pretty far offshore already. But they got a ton of onboard cameras. They have a helicopter that will chase them for a while. Let me get back up on the bow here. Yeah, so my frustration with this game, by the way, is, you know, this game has so much potential, but with only one developer, nothing really gets done. So I think if you had like a more, I don't know why I can't get my telltales flying right now on the jib. I'll play around with the lead car, I guess, right now. Where is it? Lead car. It's too tight, too tight, too tight. Let it off, let it off. Starting to fly a little bit. Where's my backstay? I need some more backstay. No, that didn't do anything. Backstay. Nope, it doesn't work. I don't need that. Not in the light winds, I don't need that. Let's go play around with the lead car again. Ease the halyard, yep. And we got too much backstay. Like I said, this thing's never happy. It's impossible to get it all right. Oh, shoot. This guy's gonna give us bad air. He's coming down on me. We could tack again. We're gonna have to get over near the mark anyway. He's giving me bad air right now. Let's go ahead and throw a quick one in. Right underneath him. I wish they would fix this problem with the boat stops completely when you're tacking. Ever since he added this canting keel water ballast and shit like that, the physics have been way off. Well, look at Comanche. They got all 3 of their foresails up. The Code Zero or a Jenniker, and then they got the J1 and it looked like a trysail too. Alright, so we're almost to the mark. Finally, after, you know, half hour. See the mark over there. Need some more outhaul, 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 outhaul. I need some more jib halyard too with the wind speed picking up. Where is it? Alright, we're getting too close to land over here. Let's go ahead and tack again. Hopefully we get a little bit of a right shift so it'll put us right on the mark. And let's go. Yeah, Comanche's powered up. Of course they're gonna... They get those kind of wind speeds, that thing flies. I'm sailing too low, I could come up a little bit. Well, the first guy just passed the first mark. I think he's in the fleet. I don't think he's in our fleet. I think he's in the other fleet. Oh, is he in our fleet? Let me look. No, and I'm up to second place in our fleet, so we did pass some guys. Unfortunately, there's more boats in the other fleet than there is in this one, so I should have joined the other fleet. Oh well. Hey, it'll give us a better chance of winning. The 250s who decided to harass me against the rules will be reported. Who the hell was it? Wasn't me. Oh, this is exciting. We're almost to the first mark. Right over here, you can barely... Oh, it's right over here, actually. Yeah, these guys are in the fleet ahead of us, so we're kind of catching them. Couple guys fighting. I guess they had some rule infractions. Oh, look at Infotrack. They are powered up too. Yeah, they all got offshore and got all three of their sails up in the front there. That's pretty, happened pretty quickly. Look at all the boats that are behind us now. We've been sailing the hell out of this boat. The wind speed's building. We're up to 6.5 knots. Wind speed. Yeah, once we round our mark, get offshore a little bit more, we should be able to get our spinnaker out and start flying around like these guys are in the real race right now. Look at that, a helicopter right by Wild Oats. They don't have a leaderboard. I forgot who's in... Whoever's in front is pulling away from everybody. Alright, I don't want to overstay this mark by too much, but we are going to tack here shortly. If I have to tack again, I'm going to. Oh, look at this. There's a blue herring or something. the way the wind's oscillating, let's go ahead and tack right now, actually. I'm not going to risk it. If we don't make it, we don't make it. We'll have to tack again, but if we get headed, it's going to be close. I'll keep her as high as I can, but it's going to be real close. That was our mainsail trim. Mainsail trim is good. I don't know who has the lead in our fleet right now. I'm not gonna look until I pass this mark. Alright, we're getting favorable shifts, so I can probably come down on this mark here. Leaderboard, leaderboard, leaderboard. See, it's broken. It's saying this guy is still a mile and a half away. So that leaderboard will probably update. Unless this is him right here. No, that's Pete Gregg. I'm going to come down this mark here. Someone's my turn to the mark was Harry. The 32s are pretty bad. Blah blah blah. The 32 sucks, man. That boat sucks. That's why I picked my 50-footer. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Quit randomly selecting lines here. All right, so we're around the mark. Now we can fall off a little bit, so we're gonna have to ease some sheets here. Shoot. Make sure our tails will keep flying. Mainsail looks good still, but we can probably ease off on the jib sheet. If I can find it. Jib sheet. I can't see the tails on this side. Lead car back. Needs some backstay possibly. Yeah, looks good for right now. I'm gonna leave it as is. Alright. We're going the same, our boat speed is the same as the wind speed right now, so I'm pretty happy with what we're doing. Alright, where is the rest of the fleet here? Am I heading... So there's a second mark offshore a little bit that we're heading to right now, and then we'll be able to turn south and start heading down the coastline. So not a bad start. Well, we had a bad start, but made up for it. Got a lot of boats behind us. Starting to walk past people. That Comanche is flying, look at that. The owner of the boat's still steering, that's pretty cool. Is he gonna steer the captain all the way down? I didn't hear the write-up. I know Jimmy Spithill was hurt, so he wasn't gonna make the race. He's out doing commentary. It'll be interesting to see who's in the lead of this race tomorrow after the overnight. Because all these guys in the Super Maxis are flying right now. Alright, so this, as far as Sydney Harbor, coming out of the bay now, heading out into the ocean. So this is the last bit of, we're going to head quite a ways offshore, so this will be the last bit of land that we see for a little bit. I'm going to head down a little bit farther here. Five 9, 5 8, playing around with a keel. Dump some main sheet off here. Tailtails look good. I gotta play around with the jib. I know the jib's not happy. I can't even see the damn. There we go. I just picked up some, we're going faster than the wind speed right now. The true wind speed is 5.8. We're going 6.3. Try pulling some more jib halyard, but I don't think that's gonna help. Nah, it doesn't like anything I do right now. It doesn't like that. Well, then there is no pleasing you then. So this is a different type of boat up here. This is the 32 Beneteau Figaro 3. It's got the foils that stick out of the side. These guys have been complaining in chat that their boats are underperforming, and that's why I chose the 50-footer and not the 32-footer. Looks like the coverage of the race is just about over, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that little box in the bottom there. That was a pretty cool feature to have that for you guys. But now we'll just focus on our simulation of the race for the next. Yeah, so this is the 32-footer. I didn't want to choose that boat. It's got a lot of bugs. And these type of wind conditions, that thing underperforms like crazy, so that's why I wanted the 50-footer. We used the 50-footer last year, and it was really, really good. That was good timing. They actually just ended the live stream of the race start, so that was pretty cool. So we got, like I said, we got one more mark out here that's offshore a little bit, and then we can go ahead and head south. The wind speed, this direction of the wind speed right here, this red arrow, it's supposed to stay pretty much right around there, but the winds are supposed to build overnight, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to start putting some marks that I want to follow. I want to kind of stay a little close to shore. I don't want to get too far out of the way, but there are some high pressure patches that come off the shore breeze that you want to stay away from as well. But I can change these. I don't have to leave those the way they are. I can always change these. So, but that's giving me a rough idea of what I want. Yeah, 600 and 30 miles, I think. And we're towards the lead of the pack, or the lead of the group. Here's the rest of the pack. Here's some late starters back here. These guys probably didn't start until after we were long gone. Pete Gregg over here, I want to thank him for making this race. I was going to do it, but I was pretty busy this year. Other things going on. Looks like another one of the 32-footers. Oh, I need to fall way off. Actually, there's the mark is way the hell over here. So I can probably ease that jib sheet off a hell of a lot. And the main probably needs to be out too. Oh, it's saying the main looks good. I don't know about that. Let me see. I'm surprised. Oh, we're going 7 knots. Holy crap. Alright, I gotta change. Yes. Auto sail. I'm setting it back to auto sail just because I want to just enjoy the game and just steer the boat and focus on steering the boat. So it's kind of like having a crew because the sails trim themselves and then all you gotta do is steer the boat. And I kind of want to enjoy the view as we leave the Sydney area and we get offshore here and away from land. And we'll see how the auto sail performs as far as trim and speed compared to what I was doing manually. So far it's a little bit slower, which is a bit of a surprise. Alright, let's check to see if the leaderboard updated. We are now in the lead in our division, so let's see if we can keep that up. Pacific Sea Crow, or Sea Cow. I always thought that says Sea Crow. It's Sea Cow, okay. He's been in this game as long as I have. He was pretty active in the Volvo Ocean race, so I expect him to be really good. I think he was the guy that ducked us when we were on port starboard. So here's this 32-footer that we're kind of walking past right now. And the foils on these things, on those boats, they don't help it lift at all. They just kind of stabilize it for you don't get too much heel on the boat. Here's our mark over here, so I can actually I can dive down on this thing a little bit more. We might get to a point to pull out the code 0 here in a second if we can get that far. There's the code 0. Alright, now we're going to fly. As long as we stay on this wind angle. Big sail, the code 0. You can see I got the Puma logo on there as well for our sponsor. Has anybody been chatting? Yeah, we have a hell of a lot more people participating in this race than we did last year, so it's good to see. You can see on auto sail, it automatically switches between sails. If we were in manual, we'd have to take the time to furl the jib up, and then we'd have to hank on the code 0. You'll see it in one of my other videos when I switch back to manual. I'm just on auto sail for right now, so I can take a break. But you have to raise the halyard for the code 0, and sometimes that's really buggy. Like the winching, really slow. I had a problem earlier, so I figured we were racing. I'm not going to dick around with that tonight. So there's another 32 over there. It looks like we're passing the entire 32 fleet right now. There's 3 boats in a row, 4 boats in a row. Looks like another 32 back here. It might be a 50, it just looks small. There's 2 50s in front of me. And this is the leaving mark, so once we pass this mark, we're out of here. The next mark that we have to go... Who's in the lead of this thing anyway in the other fleet? Slow-mo, Rafakar, Disco Infidel. Kind of figured those are the big names in this game. Those guys have been racing in this game for a long time. But they're heading offshore. So the next mark we have to go around is down here in Tasmania. If I can get out of here. Which we're not going to get down here for at least 2 days. Kind of an arrival mark you have to go around. and then up towards Blackjack Rocks and down the river. And then the finish line is down here in Hobart, the city of Hobart's over here. And so through was a Storm Bay and then the River Dernt. Let me get back to where we are. Alright, I think we're running the mark. I need to pay attention. I almost hit it. Alright, so we're going to go offshore for a little while and then we're going to turn south depending on the wind direction. Waiting for it to register that we passed the mark. There we go. And we're out of here. We wave goodbye to Sydney. You can see the bridge over there actually. The Opera House is just on the left of that. I'm going to go ahead and turn south just a little bit more to get the code 0 filled out a little bit better. And we're doing 7 knots, so we should be pretty good right now. If anything, I could probably say I'd probably go back to manual just to get the water ballast out, because I can tell by the heel angle right now that it's not right. We're too upright. We want to be heeled over a little bit actually. I think I'd probably get more speed that way, but whatever. I don't know why this guy pulling his spinnaker out. I don't think you need your spinnaker on this angle. I think that's the wrong move to make. He might put it away here shortly. So where are we as far as... So really there's one boat in front of me, I think, up here. Yeah, I see him over on my low side. And then besides that, there's the 3 leaders of the race that are way ahead of us. And so I made up a lot of ground. I passed all these guys right here. As you can see, there's a lot of the fleet behind us still, trailing right behind. A couple guys just started. This guy, I'm sure there'll be more late starters. So our division, I'm leading. Pacific Sea Cow is about around the 2nd mark, or the leaving mark, and then we got all these guys right here. It's a lot of 32, so maybe the other 50 division didn't have that many boats as I thought it did, or as many boats as I thought it did. So I'm going to go ahead and check the... I don't know why this shrunk again. I don't want to show them my desktop. There we go. Go ahead and bring up the tracker and see if that updated. Because it should show us. And it will actually show your path too. It's lagging behind though. So where am I? That's not... Blue Day Storm Boy. Here we are. The Enfant Sauvage. Deja Vu Sailing. So this only looks like it updates every half hour or something because we're still... This is showing us back here. But the good news is I can kind of see how we're doing against the rest of our fleet. So yeah, we were at, I don't know how long ago this was, 23 minutes ago. We had a really good angle on these guys coming into the mark. And I think I just snuck in and took it. Let's check out the other fleets, by the way. So the 32 fleet, like I said, they're suffering right now with poor boat performance. Oh yeah, they were. Jesus. This was, oh, it was updated an hour ago. But there is 12 boats in that fleet, so not bad to show up. And it looks like there was 8 boats in our fleet, so that's not too bad. Look at the other fleet. Yeah, shit, there was more boats in the other fleet. I should have raced in the other fleet then, shit. 14 boats. Oh well. Hey, like I said, it gives us a better chance of winning being in a smaller division. And there's good racers in here too. I mean, there's only 7 of us now. Somebody just DNF'd. That sucks. But I think deep down, we're all looking at each other. Like, I know these guys are in the other division. Slow-mo, Mass Hysteria. They're Disco Infidel, I mean. But I think if we were able to score it all as one, as far as line honors, we're probably going to do that as well. We'll probably have a line honors winner if we all pay attention to see which boat from which division finishes first. I'm just mentioning it to the guys right now in the chat that we should try to have a line honors winner. We probably will. That's the way the real race works. Those fast big boats that everyone pays attention to on TV, there, you know, Comanche and Blackjack. They usually always get line honors, but they never win the race because the handicap division. So a smaller boat usually wins the race. Close that down. Alright, I want to look at the wind speeds, see if they updated for the overnight. We're just going to be heading south down the coastline, nothing too fancy. But let's see, in the next couple hours it starts building and building and building. 14, 15 knots, that's going to be good. Tomorrow looks great though, if we get out here 20 knots, 24 or 20 to 30. I don't want to go that far offshore though. I mean, I feel like you're going out of your way trying to do that. I mean, it does, when it first fills in off the shore here, it's going to catch in, it's going to run into us. But then it kind of goes that way, all that. Good wind speed. So Wednesday, it looks really good though. Look at it, still 16 knots. 20 knots, and we're just going to be heading right down. So we had lighter winds the last time we did this race, and it took us like 2 days, a little over 2 days to get down here. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about all the high pressure that I see here in the forecast. I was looking at that a few days ago. It kind of it shows up like right here is pretty ugly, and then it like fills in certain spots, so it's like, where's that magical spot going to be, you know, like right here. you'd want to be out right off the coastline and head almost towards White Mark instead of staying east. I wouldn't want to go this way. But Thursday we should actually be down in this area, so this looks pretty favorable too as far as downwind speeds. It's going to be downwind mostly all the way. That looks good. Thursday, I think we'll be finished by Friday, which Friday looks kind of ugly too with the high pressure moving in. Like right here early on Friday, I wouldn't want to be finishing in Hobart then. That's if you remember last year, the race, when we got into Hobart, we were doing like half a knot of boat speed, I think, the whole way in. So where is Pacific Sea Cow? He's in second place in our division, so I want to see where he's at. Oh, he's back there, so he's in second place. I'm in first place, and then there's a couple guys behind us as well. I'm going to start turning south and probably get my spinnaker out here. I think I'm far enough offshore. I'm going to take a dive south here. Not that far south. Shoot. I think we're faster with the code 0 than we are with the spinnaker. A lot bigger of a fleet than we had in this race last year. Who are all these people back here? Are these like late starters? All these boats just showed up on the start line. Well, that's my other boat. Yeah, my other boat's in the other 50 division. I could start the race in that fleet as well, but I don't really want to. I just want to focus on this one now that we have the lead. There might be some late starters back here. There's quite a few of them. Yeah, there is quite a few of them. Holy shit. They keep showing up. And it's a long race, so I mean, even these late starters, they could catch up to us, you know, if we make one big mistake. So, who's this? Orbiter. I think this is Chris over here. And the big three, Slow Mo, Disco Infidel, and Rafakar. Kind of just following their lead for right now. Yeah, we'll probably pull spinnaker out here in a minute. And we're still hurting for boat speed right now, even with the code 0 out. Let me check something on my other computer real quick. I didn't want to do that. What the hell? Oops. Yeah, my screen, I should have put it in full screen. It keeps goofing up on me every time I was selecting a line earlier when we were in manual and I was trimming a jib sheet or something. It kept like closing up on me, and I don't know why. Pretty impressive looking fleet heading out of Sydney. Pretty exciting. A lot of late starters too. I mean, they keep adding up over here. Every time I look back in the start line, there's more and more of them. So one of them, yeah, some guy just joined our division. He's back in fleet, or still heading to the first mark. So I wonder now, the 32s are offshore. I wonder how they're performing. They were complaining all the way out of the bay. I haven't seen anybody. Let me bring it up. I think they're better downwind than they are upwind. They're pretty bad upwind. Yeah, the 32 fleet should have never started above the 50 feet. I don't know why he did that. I don't think he thought about it. Like, the 32s should have probably been the last group to start. Because even in the friendly fleet that I'm in, you know, you're going to have a lot of 50s in here, and we started, what was it, 10 minutes behind the manual 50 fleet, and we still caught up with a lot of those guys. Oh, they did a, oh, the ballast patch. Well, I think the 50 is too. I can't stand the... When you tack, your boat pretty much comes to a standstill until you get on your new heading and the keel gets up on the right side. It's pretty slow. Pretty sluggish. I think Richard probably has to fix that. That's not really the best thing in the world. Let me go back outside and take a look around, because we're kind of peeling away from some people. There's a lot of people going offshore, a little bit farther. There's Orbiter. Is a Disco Infidel going the other way? Just jibed over, or is he just heading south? Pretty much due south. I wasn't much a fan of the 32 to begin with. I thought that was a pretty wonky boat to go with. I was hoping for either something like the Volvo Ocean Race boat or a 100-foot like super maxi type thing. It's still, I mean, I still think like the best boat we have is the 50. Alright. We're back, and I got some beer as well. Cheers, guys. It was a pretty awesome start to the race. We had a pretty bad start. Ended up in a lot of bad air from Pacific Sea Cow, I think, was on my windward side of the start line. And I had a lot of bugs with the manual controls, trying to trim the sails in, and it kept screwing up on me. That's how this game is. But to be towards the front of the pack with, you know, of all the divisions right now, feels pretty good. And we're in the lead of our division, but we got to watch out for Pacific Sea Cow. He's going to be quick. And I think he's over here. Yeah, he's coming down on that side. I want to head offshore a little bit compared to what he's doing. But probably not much longer. I'll probably turn south here and put the Jenniker out. Yeah, we might as well just do that now. See how it performs. I'm doing 6 knots with the code 0 right now. And what I'm afraid is the downwind performance on this thing is going to be not as good as the code 0, but we'll see. But we'll be heading in the right direction. Yeah, so not as fast with the Jenniker than we were with the code 0, but we have to go in the right direction eventually, so we start getting the wind speed up in 20 knot range, 15-20 knot range, we'll be golden. We're doing 4.5 knots right now. That's pretty bad. Do you think there's a issue with the keel on the ballast slowing us down, or is that just the way this boat's always been? It's hard to tell. I'd hate to lose the race, you know, not realizing that there's something wrong with the water ballast and it's affecting my downwind performance. Oh, is it female? I don't know, I never talked to him. Her or him. I thought it was nothing but a bunch of sausage party on here. You know, I didn't know there was any females. That's cool. Well, he said maybe. I mean, if it's actually a guy, then we just greatly offended him. I think this is the way this boat's always sailed, is, you know, with only 6 knots of wind. I don't think we can expect much more than 5 knots with the Jenniker. Yeah, but I'd like to at least be moving like 12 knots right now instead of 5. This is pretty sluggish. I mean, I'm almost tempted to pull the code 0 back out and head out a little bit more. Someone doing a 360 right now? What the hell? Oh, Yuli. Yeah, he followed somebody earlier. I might switch back to advanced controls and try to play around with the ballast here real quick, just so I can put my mind at ease, I guess. Whatever, yeah. Advanced. So if I go back here and I can play around with the water ballast and whatnot, see if I can pick up some boat speed. So, not really, it's not really affecting it. I just lowered all the water ballast. Well, yeah, see, as soon as I do that, it fucked up my screen position here. There we go. I'm doing 5.5 knots, and I just lowered all the water ballast, so that's a little bit better. Pull the traveler and ease the main sheet. Well, why the fuck can't I get it? Mainsail is being a bitch right now, come on. I'm not gonna keep messing with it. Main sheet too tight. Yeah, well, I've been... Whoa, 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 whoa. Bring it back in a little bit. There we go. This might be another one of those things that you can never make it happy, just like the jib. We're doing pretty good. I want to mess around with the keel. I want to go center the keel and see if that helps with boat speed. It's hard to tell because we're just kind of in the same range, 5 to 5.5 knots. Let's put the water ballast back where it was. I want to see what happens. Kind of have the other division is passing us, but they're going now offshore with their code zeros a little bit more, so they're a little bit faster than we are. Alright, let me lower that water ballast. Until we're faster without it, but if I go back to automatic, it puts the water ballast in there. So that's another problem with this whole system. So I'm losing half a knot when I put it on automatic because it puts water ballast on the windward side when I don't need it. So it's probably going to do that when I'm offline as well, which is kind of frustrating. Another thing I want to try is if we introduce some more heel, I wonder if this boat was faster. So I'm going to try putting some water ballast on the opposite side. Just watch those speeds up. No, that's probably not good actually if it's more displacement. I didn't think about that. So this guy's or this person, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, is in second place. And I'm kind of worried about them right now because they're kind of sneaking up on our... I think that's them right there. They're kind of sneaking in over there. I'm going to go back to auto sail for a minute. I want to try and see what it does. As far as the boat speed, you're probably going to watch the water ballast went back up and now the boat speed is below 5 knots. So not a very good system, this whole thing right here. Very impressive amount of players playing right now. It's you know, for this race, I'm really excited about that. Look at all these late starters. Holy shit. There's a ton of them. So this might have been people that have 2 boats as well. Which I have a second boat. I have another boat over here. I might use it, I'm not sure. It's kind of late right now to try and catch up with, you're never going to catch up in, you know, with Slow-Mo and Disco Infidel and those guys. You know, especially what's starting an hour and a half behind everybody. But this was the boat I was originally going to use, Revolution. And at the last minute I changed my mind. Decided to use L'Enfant Sauvage. L'Enfant Sauvage, however the fuck you pronounce that. It's French, I failed French class. I know. But it basically means, if I zoom in on it, you can see it. It's French for wild child. L'Enfant Sauvage. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting race with Sea Cow over here. He's kind of, they're kind of converging in on us. Kind of makes me nervous to log off and go offline and see what happens. I'm gonna head offshore a little bit more. Try to get the bigger breeze, because if we look back, where the hell are we? When it starts filling in, it fills in a little bit greater, like offshore ways, as you can see. So. Yeah, this is in the morning, so I think those guys are trying to get into this patch. I mean, this doesn't do us any good because we're going to be down here by then, but if I'm too close to shore, I think we're going to end up in some of these high pressure. What the hell just happened? But, you know, this looks better than in here, obviously, so. It's still not updating. Alright, let me refresh it. Yeah, when was it last updated? 2 hours or an hour ago? I mean, how long does this thing take? Yeah, this boat doesn't like that that angle downwind, but we're gonna have to do it eventually. It's slow and sluggish right now, 5 knots. I don't want to be doing 5 knots. I'd rather be doing 6. Okay, so these guys started the race with a 32, but then decided to go back to the 50. Be nice to have a super maxi, that's for sure. Can you imagine, let's see, a 100-foot boat in this game? That'd be pretty cool. So double what this is, you'd be out about this big. With dual steering wheels instead of the tillers. I'm starting to lose sight of the rest of the fleet, even though it looks like we're close to each other. I don't have visual on any of them really, so I'm starting to get some ocean swell as well. These waves are starting to build up, probably from where the wind direction is building behind us. Almost up to 8 knots. It's supposed to build up to about 15 to 20 in the next hour or two. Maybe longer. I don't know what the delay is in this game compared to how it brings in its weather data. I might come back online and stream some more when there's, or at least record video when the sunset is going on later, because that's pretty nice to see in this game. You know, the graphics aren't bad when it's, you know, sunrise and sunset. The graphics aren't bad in general, it's just a little bright, you know, it looks a little bright. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, like Comanche and the foiling trimaran, or even the Yamoka 60s would be pretty cool as well. But I don't know if we're ever going to get those things. Yeah, this time last year I was asking for more boats and we never got them. Or new boats. We got the 32, that's about it. What happened to the wind speed? The wind speed just dropped a little bit. Well, impressive as always. You see Disco Infidel is pulling out the lead in front of everybody. I don't know if I've been part of a race that Disco Infidel has not won, so I guess that's to be expected. Yeah, the folk boat. What the hell was... I didn't like the folk boat. What the hell was that about? I never used it. I don't think I even looked at it. You know, you think about it, the racing is what makes this game great, is the community of people that are behind it as far as the racing, and we never got what we wanted as far as more racing boats. So and more support to fix the bugs that were affecting racing. You know, there's a lot of bugs that are affecting and making it hard to have a good race. Starting to get some good swells. That sucks. The VR65, yeah, and I thought we were gonna get that. You know, I thought maybe it was in the works when we never did. You know, I did the first few legs of the Volvo Ocean race, and then I gave up after because there was a lot of bugs, a lot more bugs than we have now. You know, like the first leg out of Alicante. That's when we had all the autopilot bugs, so every time I logged off, my boat was like going all over the place. It was pretty bad. Yeah, we had enough people asking for the VR65 that I thought we were going to get it. I mean, the whole game community was pretty much like, hey, give us the VR65, and nothing ever happened. It was pretty sad. I want to stand up here and just cue the Titanic music with Rose, like, ding. I wonder how many more people have come online. Let's look back at the starting area. Are they still here? Or maybe there was a lot of DNFs. Oh, there's still a lot of people starting the race. Look at this. Almost 2 hours ago that we started, and there's still people crossing the starting line. Of course, people that couldn't be online at the time of the start, so they have to start late. What did I miss? The later legs where the mark was in a harbor that only online boats could pass through. Ooh. Was that the final leg? Remember they did that little, what did they do on the final leg? They went into that harbor, went around a mark in Denmark, right? Or somewhere, and then they came back out. Oh, the China, yeah. Ew. I did the Newport one because I was in Newport and actually attended the Volvo Ocean race. I was there for a whole week. Yeah, that was probably the greatest moment of my life, actually. the Volvo Ocean Race this past year. It was a freaking riot. I mean, the weather was pretty bad. It was cold and rainy all the time, except for like 3 of the days that I was there. But I met a lot more of the sailors. The last time it was in Newport, I went and I think Ian Walker was like the only guy I really met in the last edition, and then this time, because I was there for a whole week, I got on board a couple of boats, so I went sailing out there on one of the 12 meters weatherly, and we actually followed them out of the bay. Pretty sick sailing next to the VOR 65s. We couldn't keep up with them. Obviously, those things are a lot faster than a 12 meter. But we got... Those guys can drink, though. A couple of the crew members on Brunel, they got into some trouble with the local police. It was fucking hilarious. I think there was their navigator. He got absolutely fucking blasted at one of the bars on the harbor there. Yeah, it was causing problems with the local police. I think he hit one of the police officers. But they let him go. They ended up having to make a donation to the local children's charity or something, and they let him go. So the whole rumor about sailors being drinkers, it's true. We drink a lot. Alright, so my competition is back here still. Still scaring me, hanging out back there on my leeward side. You can see the rest of the fleets are heading out a little bit more than we are. Definitely probably going to be Slow-Mo or Disco Infidel for the lead of the other division. You see Rafa Carr, was that who that was? He dropped back quite a bit. He was up there. He dropped back. Yeah, there's no speed penalty though. Pete Gregg said he didn't have a speed penalty on any of the divisions. I always found that to be pretty annoying. I don't know why you want to punish people for not being on their computer, you know. Every race I've ever made in this game, I never had the speed penalty on there. But even then, I think it makes a difference, like you're saying, you know, you log off and the auto sail starts doing weird shit. Like honestly right now I don't want the water ballast over here on my windward side. I'm a lot faster without it, but the auto sail feature keeps putting it back in there. And the only reason I'm in auto sail right now is just so I can kick back and enjoy the view for a little while. And then I'll change my setting back to advanced so I can control the boat a little bit better. Holy crap, that was a big wave. I'm going to try something here. I might try heading up a little bit, maybe bringing the code 0 back out again. See what kind of wind speed we get. See, that's why I'm getting caught up by some of these guys. They head up just a little bit more and they bring the code 0 out, and I gain about a knot of boat speed, so this boat does not like the Jenniker. Yeah, we're gonna have to go downwind, but this boat does not like doing it for some reason. So I'm trying to stay ahead of everybody, but to do that I have to have the code 0 out and I gotta sail higher. At least right now, I mean, all these guys are gonna have to dive south eventually. They can't keep going this direction. So it looks like these guys have other boats. They're kind of scouting out the area for their race boat. A little controversy there. But not bad. We're still in the lead in our fleet. Actually, Yuli got ahead of Pacific Sea Cow now too. Alright. So we might actually have to watch out for the guy directly behind us. On Ranja. I don't see him yet. He's back there somewhere. Yeah, I'll head offshore a little bit more, I guess, because the code 0 is the way to go right now. It just sucks because we gotta head south, and if I pull that Jenniker out, it's not performing that well. We started at 9:15, so I think we were 10 behind the other start, the main start. Yeah, because you had the manual 50, the 32, and then us, I think, right? That's what I mean, like we sailed so well coming out of the bay and around the marks that we caught up with the other fleet, but not you and not Disco Infidel, that's for sure. We're not going to catch you guys. Oh, he started the 32s first? Like they were the very first? I thought they were second. That's terrible. They should have been last. No, you're right though. I do remember seeing a bunch of 50s crossing the line right before our 5-minute gun went off. Yeah, I think the guy that made the race thought the 32 was going to perform better. I think he was mentioning in Discord earlier that because of the way it performed in the Route to Rum race, that's what he used to base this off of, but they nerfed it. So, like you were talking about, they they updated it, so it doesn't perform as well. It doesn't perform as well as it did in the Route to Rum race, where it was faster, if not as fast as the 50 foot. Yeah, in reality, I mean, they should have had the short mark. If not the same mark. We could have all went around the same mark. But actually, let me show you something. That's not what I want. Sail Wave. I have this software on my computer. I don't know. Show you an example. So this, yeah, this is what it looks like. If I can bring it up. You've probably seen something like this, but I can't get a good enough image of it. Fuck. But you can type in all the boats and give them like a handicap rating. And I have this software. It's free to download. It's called Sailwave. And what the hell? Anyway, you can give the boat a handicap number. So like we could figure out a way to race all the boats against each other in this game, and still have like a slower boat beat a 50 if it's close enough to it at the finish line. And if I made this Sydney Hobart race, if I had time to do it this year, I was going to have just one race and have all the boats enter into that one race. And I would have used this software. I would have taken everybody that was in it and I would have entered them in by... It would have taken me a long time. That's why I didn't do it. It does take a lot of time to enter everybody in and enter all their information in. But I thought we had like a handicap fleet of just everybody in one race instead of having 3 separate races would have been better. But I didn't have time. I got a lot of other things going on for the holidays and everything, so it would have taken me a lot of time to enter everybody in and calculate up, try to come up with a handicap system. I used it before in a couple other races just to test it out, and it works flawlessly, but you got to kind of figure out what handicap rating to give to each boat, which is kind of hard to do when they keep making changes to. But you have to have some sort of rating that's fair, so that it makes people want to, makes people comfortable in choosing any boat that they want and still feel like they have a chance to win the race. Like if a guy sails a 32 really well, and then he can beat a 50 that finished like a mile ahead of him or something, just on adjusted handicap overall. Yeah, I remember that. But that was all we had. We didn't have the 32. We only had the 50 and the mini Transats going after it. And I think that was my username last year, Shogun. I was up there with you guys though. I think I finished 4th or something. I was in the boat called Apache. That was a fun race last year. I still got YouTube videos of it from last year, way down. But I remember all 4 of us were coming into the finish line, and we never really knew who was going to win because it was whoever got the the lucky shift or something. And then the wind completely died coming in. I was doing like, I couldn't even get up to half a knot for like the last 3 hours of the race trying to get down the river and into the finish line. It was so frustrating. It was foggy and there was no wind. And it looks like, if we were looking at the weather, it has the potential of doing that again if we don't finish by like Friday morning. So I'm kind of scared of, because you got this massive high pressure system down here. I hope it doesn't happen again. It'd be like, deja vu. See, the wind looks good off of Hobart here, but if we don't finish by Thursday and you get into Friday, it starts getting lighter and lighter. Like, that looks terrible. Yeah, so this, like, if we're coming in here, this would look really, really bad. 3 knots on the nose, trying to get down the river to the finish line, that would suck. Well, it was a close race and it was a fun race too. I mean, I think there was only like 9 of us that participated, or maybe there was a little bit more, but it was like the first time we had a race that the bugs didn't really show their ugly face as much. So it was competitive. It was the first race I was a part of on here that was like that competitive. I'm glad I used this boat and not the other one. I don't know, I just like the look of it. Yeah, last year, I think I was looking back, I think I finished with like 2 hours and 19, or 2 days, 19 hours. Something like that. So yeah, it was almost 3 days. But I'm hoping, we can finish before then. The wind speeds for the next 2 days off of, like this looks really good. But for Wednesday, if you can try to stay away from like the offshore breeze here, the sea breeze, that looks really light. If you can try to stay out here through tomorrow, it'd be good. And then late Wednesday it starts filling in. This worries me a little bit too, how quickly we reach this high pressure system, because it does fill in eventually. But who knows if this weather model is even going to like be accurate in the game. Because like if it is, I'd want to be like coming down here, then make the turn to the west and come near, the white mark area, just to get away from this high pressure system, because this thing lingers. It just lingers there for a while. But then this looks really good, like late Thursday. So if we're down here by then, this looks really promising. Except once you round this mark, you'll be on the nose. But yeah, then as you get into Friday, it just gets lighter and lighter. So that's what scares me. And I don't know how this guy is catching up to me, unless he's... This might be a boat in the other fleet. He just took the lead of the race, and I don't know how. He's going so much faster. Well, that's impressive. Where is he, though? Because it still shows him being behind me over here. We just lost the lead on the race, son of a bitch. So he's going a whole lot quicker than I am right now. Trying to think what I can do differently. I don't even see him yet. That's what's troubling. He's gotta be back here somewhere. Oh well, it's gonna be a close fight to the finish, I guess. He's got the lead right now. Yeah, I know the speeds are bugged, but he was way back here a little bit ago, and he just snuck up right on us, and I don't know how. Like the last time I looked, this is him right here. He was back here, like that far away from me, and then he just snuck right up onto my quarter here. So he's doing something. Yeah. Yeah, that's where he's at. It's right here. Like I said, the last time I looked, he was like way back here. Oh well, it's going to be a good race. I think the top 3 guys right here probably... Well, even this guy, he's close. GTR, who is that? Is this guy? Pacific? I don't know where he is. Try to find him. Motown. So this is that guy in 5th place. So where the hell is the guy in 4th? Oh, there he is. So the guy in 4th place is actually like side by side with us, but he's way offshore. So this is too close of a race to call right now. I mean, it's a long race, but he's over there somewhere. So, do we keep going offshore, or do I put the spinnaker up and try to dive south a little bit? That's the question on my mind. Yes, he's catching us up, this Yuli guy. I mean, I don't know how he is, if those boat speeds are true, I don't know how he's going that fast. I mean, he's passing me for sure, because he's over here now. Tell you what, I almost want to play with the ballast again. Maybe he found a secret with the keel and the ballast and everything. Oh, we're doing 9.4 knots. That's what he's doing. I'm going to take the water ballast out and see if it affects us at all. It does. See it. I'm up over 10 knots right now by taking the water ballast away. Or almost 10 knots. Yeah. When I was on auto sail, I was doing like 8 knots. Now I just took the water ballast. So that's a problem. I have to manually control the water ballast or I lose half a knot of speed. So when I'm offline, I'm going to have pretty much half a knot to a knot less speed than I would if I have manual control over the boat. See, I add some in, that doesn't help. Take it away again. That didn't help at all. Move that up. Yeah, I lost the boat speed again. I'm back down to 9. Let me try to take the ballast out again, see what happens. As soon as I did that, it went up to 9. It might be just coincidence, but yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a reason why this guy's walking right past me over here. I don't even see him, and I should be able to see him with my naked eye. I don't know why I can't. Yeah, I don't know. Up. What was it? It's an absolute mystery to me right now what this guy is doing, because he was way back here and he got into trouble with another guy and had to do a 360 penalty turn. I don't know why he's so much faster than me right now, but we have a long way to go in this race. A long way to go. Just checking my Twitch. There's a viewer on my Twitch that thought the water looked ugly in this game, and it's an indie game. I mean, there's one developer behind it. The graphics aren't too bad, but it's not the greatest. The land in this game doesn't look good at all. We've been begging for better looking land and maybe some trees, but ooh, who's this? Is this Rafikar? Oh, it's Peter on the Sea. I finally see another boat over here, catching up to him. But I don't see the guy that is passing me right now, and that's what's driving me nuts. Because he was way back there and he just charged right up on us, and I don't know what he did. Let me try putting it back in auto sail for now, see if it makes a difference. See, we do lose a little bit of speed, I think, because it puts full water barrels back on the windward side no matter what you're doing. Like, I don't even need that right now. I think I'm going to take a turn a little farther south and get the spinnaker out. I think we're about as far offshore as I really want to go for right now. And you see the guy that caught up to us is still sailing a lot higher than we are. But we'll have a roll with the, have a go with the spinnaker for a while, or the gennaker. Gotta start heading in the right direction, you know. So he should be crossing in front of us. Oh, okay, that explains why I can't see him right now. I was gonna say I should see him right now. I never knew that. Alright, that's good. So whatever boost of speed he had, he did it offline. That's kind of interesting too. He's been offline since he was back here, and then his boat all of a sudden just picked up a big boost of speed and caught me up. So like me and Sea Cow right now are online, and we're not really gaining on each other or losing on each other. We're kind of just going the same speed. Just looking at some of the photos they got from the race start and the actual race. Pretty cool. Which is making me think maybe if I go offline I might get a little bit better speed. We're gonna go offline in a little bit anyway. I've been streaming this long enough. We'll probably go offline for 10 hours and overnight, and then come back in the morning and do an update video to see what happened. See where everybody's at. Still a large group of people back here. Are these the 32s? No, the 32s gotta be back here somewhere. I think these were just the late starting guys. There's still people starting. I mean, look at this. Alright, I'm going to stop the stream. Like I said, we'll be back with an update video, probably 2 or 3 of them before we actually live stream the finish of the race. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we end up winning. Who's this? Oh, okay. The guy was going the wrong way, so I was trying to figure out who's doing what here. But yeah, I'm going to set the boat up to try and sail a pretty good course overnight and hopefully stay close to the lead of this thing. But I'll probably be back in 10-12 hours and make an update video, see what happened overnight. Hopefully we didn't lose too much ground. But so far so good. It was a nice start. A lot of people racing in it too, which is nice. Alright, anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. For anybody on Twitch, we're going to be back in a minute. We're going to be playing War of Rights. We're not going to be playing this again for a couple hours at least. So, we're playing War of Rights for the rest of the night.